Okay, let's talk about container with most water. So you are given a non-negative integer in an array, and you are going to find what's the area in the between of two lines. So for example, what's the area between this example? If I have 1 and 8, right, the area is 1, right? And how do I know the base? I mean, the index 0 is 1, index 1 is 8, right? So just basically the index at this position minus a index at this position. So that is your base, and height is the minimum between the two lines. So 1 and 8, you definitely pick 1 instead of 8, right? Otherwise the water will leak. So let's talk about 49. So when I calculate the 49, right, I need to find out what's the height first. So the height will become the minimum between two lines, 8 and 7, right? So it's 7, and the base is 7, right? Because the last one, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 1 is 7, right? 7 times 7 is 49, and that would be your answer. So let's talk about the idea. So I have two pointers, I and j, right? So one point at the beginning, the other one point at the end. So before I move I and j, right? Before I move I and j, I need to find out what is the current area. What is the current area at least two index. So I need to find out the base, which is j minus I, or you can use the absolute, right? Doesn't matter. Okay, and the mean would be between between the minimum between height I or height j. So that is your area, how you calculate it, right? And okay, so it's not the absolute, so it's just j minus I, because j is always greater than I. If the while condition is always I minus j. Okay, there's a reason why I don't calculate I greater than j, because at this position, I already calculated the area. I don't need to calculate again for this area, right? They are the same, right? From I to j and I to j, they are the same. So I just have to know when I is less than j, I calculate the area, and I move my point I and j based on the height. If height I is less than height j, I move my I plus plus, and then otherwise j minus minus. For example, I have 1, which is I, and 7, which is j. I calculate the area, which is 8 times 1 is 8, right? Then I find out, the index I, which is 1, and index j is 7. So 1 is now greater than 7, so I move my I to the next one. Then I find out, this one is 8. Okay, find out the area first, and then I find the area, and then I see, 8 is greater than 7, so I move my j. So that is why, like, you keep moving your pointer based on your height. So I'm gonna move again to 8, and in this condition, hi is not less than hj, right? Because they are equal, right? So you move your I. Okay, and then you will find out the point in between. So let's just run the code, and then don't forget you have to return area. So that is pretty much it. Okay, I passed. Okay, let's talk about time and space complexity. So for the space complexity, you are not using any space, right? So it's all of 1. And for the time, the worst case for the time is all of n, right? You only move one pointer, and then you meet at this position, right? So when I was initial here, right, and then you keep moving I, because I is always less than j, right? Then you meet at j position. So all of n for the time, all of 1 for the space. That will be your answer. Good luck.